Alright, in this section, we're just going to show you how to customize the splash screen and add an animation to it. So if you go to the splash prefab here, you're going to have something called splash prefab or some prefab one. If you go to your scene here, scenes, we got something called splash. So just open this splash scene and delete everything inside it. So if you go here to the resources, we have something called resources prefabs. We have a splash prefab. You could drag it and drop it here. So you could name it whatever name you want. And here the main camera, we got canvas, we got image, and this is just a raw image. And you can see in this image that we have basically a normal image, but in order to get its original size, you can set native size here and come here to the width, or you could use the rig transform rig tool here in order to resize this image to the way that you want. So let me just come here, click shift in the keyboard, resize it to the thing that I want, and just put it here, resize it a little bit more. Alright, so let me just put it here, something like that. It's awesome. Okay, so I could play also with the tools, with the rig, with the anchors. So put them in the anchor, the corners, as you can see, and you could rename it to whatever thing you want. So here I have a script called level menu. So if you open the script, you're gonna have here something called load level async. So I just want to make your life easier here. I don't want to work with coroutine right now, so you could start coroutine in order to load the this scene, but we just gonna do it another way, using an animation. So in case of Unity 5.3 and above, we have something called Scene Manager, but we're not gonna use that right now because we are using Unity 5.2.3, which is we could use application.load level normally. So in Unity 5.3 and above, you have to use something else, which is basically just replace the application .load level with something else. But right now it's okay for us. We could continue with this. So here, I don't want to use the coroutine. I'm just gonna load something called main, and here we need to make another function. Let's make it public, void call main scene. All right, and here just gonna load the application to load level for this level here. So yeah, I could click save and go to splash here. I could go to the splash, and here we got the script here attached to the level loader. I could remove this actually from here, remove, or let me just copy it first and then remove it. So could copy it, go to the image here, and base this as a new component here. Alright, so we just gonna load the main as I said before, and that's it. You could save this prefab here by dragging and drop it here. So even if you delete everything, you could come to another project and copy the prefab and put it here. So you could reuse your prefab. So here for the main camera, we just went to the main camera and we have an image, as I said before. And if you turn off the image, you can see we still got a green background because we went here to the main camera and we changed the color of the background of the camera. So it could come here and pick up this color in order to make consistency between the image and the background, and that's really good. Yeah, so I go to image here. I have to add a new animation to the image. So if I go here and create an animator first, and here create an animator, and just go to the animation tab and create a new animation. So I could come to the assets, the anim folder, and name something called splash animation and click save. Alright, so we got this image animation. You could add you could work with you could change the position, you could change alpha. So if you started here, we have raw image, and notice the raw image that we have here, you could change the color of it. So you could change color, for example, from here to here. So from here, for example, I want to get started with alpha, which is the transparency. So let's say it's 0.1. So when I reach all the way to this point, alpha here is 1. So I started from 0.1 all the way, keep incrementing alpha to reach 1. So this is really awesome. So here, after I reach this point, which is about 1 second, I could make the load time 2 seconds. And after I reach 2 seconds, I could add another keyframe here. I'm not gonna do anything here. And here just can call an event. So you come here to this shaded area and right click add animation event. So you should add this animation event inside the image. So that's why we have a level loader here inside the image. So you could come here and search for that function that we have, which is call main scene. So you have to select this function here, call main scene. So once we reach this point, again, go edit, so you can see we have this function. So once we started here, once we started the scene, we're just gonna play this fade in animation, and after half a second, we're just gonna, or after a second, we're just gonna call this function. And this is really awesome. So if you go here to animation, we have here something called splash animation. You could turn off the loop time, because we don't want to loop time. We just want to execute this fade in animation only once. So once we reach this point, we're just gonna load the other scene. So right now, if you go save and go to the scenes here, splash, you could click play, and after you click play, you could see that we have the fade in animation, and after a few milliseconds, we're just gonna load the main scene, as you can see. So this is really awesome, guys. So this is how you could make a splash, but make sure that you have added the scenes in build. So this is the first one, this is second, this third, this fourth, because we want to load the main, and this main should be here inside that application with load level async. So basically what load level async, we just load the level and make sure it's loaded, and then we just load it. This is another way to call a level load using a synchronous operation, but you know, it's not a big deal in terms of scene loadings here, because the scene is very, very small and we don't have a lot of complex component in it. Yeah, so this is pretty much, guys, about this section, how to customize the splash screen, how to create a prefab and use the prefab, export the prefab, and how to use animation events with a splash screen, how to load another scene asynchronously. All that has been covered in this section. So thank you guys again for watching this video all the time. Here's Ahmad from AhmadNasr.com. See you in the next section.